time once again for our viewer request video. Okay, so I'll read it, 'cause otherwise I'll forget. Our viewer request this week is from RobotPhil and concerns a classic movie called The Godfather. Phil, as I will call him, being doubtful that he is a robot, actually gave some particulars. So this is interesting because a lot of times we don't get particulars. Where he mentioned the scene he wanted us to do. So it wasn't merely, could you do a scene from The Godfather, please? Which is the level we've been getting. It's, could you do, because we did a Shakespeare one a while back, and they just, could you do a Shakespeare scene? Yeah? What would you like me to do? Didn't reply. So I came up with something, and I felt like we nailed that. But thank you, Phil, because we got particulars. He had a weird obsession, so this is the downside. He had a weird obsession with one of the lines which is dubbed badly. And even after 50 years, they've never corrected it. So for Phil, we will do the scene and give particular emphasis to that moment. Okay, so have you heard of The Godfather? Have you?
Yeah, I mean, I've heard of it. I haven't seen it.
You haven't
I've not seen it either. I'm not proud of that, but I haven't seen it.
You've never seen The Godfather?
No.
Obviously, I watched the scene, but
I sort of know, like, well, I don't know what it's about. I sort of know that it's about the mafia or something like that.
It's about
okay.
Similar, yeah.
Okay.
It's about the mafia. You've seen The Godfather?
I've seen 2 of the 3.
Which one haven't you seen?
The last one.
Oh, I'm not missing too much.
Yeah.
So, have you only seen it once? Like,
I've seen the first one twice.
Okay.
So
not loads and loads.
No, it's not
No.
like I watched Lord of the Rings 1,000 times.
Really?
good
Yeah.
films.
Could never really.
Really?
Not really. Just all seem to take such a long time. And then the last one when they're saying goodbye to each other for half an hour.
It's a long
beautiful.
goodbye.
Yeah, I think
I cried.
I
cry every time.
You've
I
been with
cry,
these
yeah.
characters for so long that
Really?
you kind of, you
spent hours with
you're
them,
ready
like
for
9
Everyone
hours.
bows to the
Goodbye.
hobbits.
Oh,
I'm done.
you bow to know what?
That's, yeah,
But it was like
yeah.
Make them all up.
every character was saying goodbye to every other character. I haven't said goodbye to them yet. And then they do a whole scene about, oh, goodbye. That's a bad example of it. But I think in life generally as well as in film, people take too long to say goodbye. So, like if you're on the phone with somebody,
True.
and you need to do something, like I have to get the train because I need to be over there in an hour. Oh, you're on the phone to somebody. Oh, I can't be rude, and yeah, you can. It's not even rude. It's like I've got to go. I've got to go. Oh, okay, bye.
So,
Bye.
are you saying that in film, they're too long, the goodbyes?
Yeah, I mean, there's a problem. I mean, that's a strong example where we've got a very long bye everybody, bye. That's what the end of the film's for, right? Don't all need to say goodbye to one another for so long. Bye.
I always think in films and TV that they never say goodbye. Like, they never say, thanks, love you, bye, or anything like that. They're just like, hang up.
break off in the middle of a conversation,
Yeah.
and
But
you think,
when-
but what about
But why haven't
the
you
person
said
they were talking to?
goodbye?
They've just left them.
But I mean scenes when they do
Dang.
say goodbye.
The goodbyes are too
Yeah.
long.
So you're talking about scenes where goodbyes don't happen at all.
Yeah.
Whereas I'm talking about scenes where goodbyes do happen, but they're too long.
So we just need that happy medium, don't we?
Well, I don't think we need to add goodbyes to the scenes that you're complaining about.
Oh.
Because it's probably more to do with pacing, which is quite important in film. But we could have, like, goodbye. If we're going to do a goodbye, we should say goodbye.
Right.
I'll meet you there,
That's nice.
Yeah.
but that's
yeah.
it. All right. End of the Lord of the Rings. They could have cut that half hour to 6 minutes. I'm not saying don't say goodbye, but I'm saying, first of all, there's about 3 scenes more than we needed. We don't need this person to say goodbye to that person. We don't need to see it. And the ones where we did have, they just said, oh, goodbye, Sam. Goodbye, Frodo.
You would have been happy with that.
Yeah, because as long as they
That
acted
was
it,
the
but we
most
know they
important
mean it.
goodbye out of all of them.
What?
Frodo saying goodbye to Sam
Yeah.
was the most important.
Yeah, I mean,
That-
if you're
that
going to
is
keep
the-
any of them,
the
it should
closing.
really be
Yeah.
that one.
All right.
Oh,
Well,
they're
so
all
we,
so, I don't know, they're
we're
so
cutting it.
valuable, all of them.
I agree. I would have kept them in as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but The Godfather
Godfather.
Yeah.
isn't really a film that contains a great deal of goodbyes, and any goodbyes that happen in it that I can think of were about the right length.
Okay.
It's considered a masterpiece.
Mhm.
The scene that we're doing today is, I'd say, 3/4 of the way through the film, and it's where Michael, who is the son of the Godfather,
Mhm.
and the third oldest son, okay, the oldest son's been killed,
Mhm.
and he was a bad don, rest in peace. And the second son, Fredo, is a bit thick.
Mm.
So, and that in the second film that becomes a problem.
Right. So he is actually a father to them, not a godfather.
He
Like
he
he's
is
an
also
actual-
he is
Oh, he's
also a
both.
godfather. yeah.
Okay. Okay.
He's a godfather. He's a godfather to someone else. And then he kind of
Okay,
acquires the nickname. But you're right. Primarily, he is a father.
Right.
Okay, it's about a father and his 4 children, 3 sons and a daughter. So Michael's the third son. Fredo got stepped over. I got stepped over. That's in the second film. Fredo's a bit thick. So Michael's running the family business now because the Don is semi-retired, as the Americans would say. So I'm bringing up things in the scene.
Mm.
And he's gone to Las Vegas, as the Americans say, and he's telling Moe Green, whose casino the Corleone family bankrolled, he's saying, I want to take over it now. Name your price. Tell me your price, let's talk about that. Moe doesn't like that idea because he doesn't think they've got that kind of muscle anymore to just get him out and big ruckus. He doesn't see it coming at all. He's like, this is a real shock to Moe. He thinks they're just going to have a bit of a party and a bit of a chat, and they're just making nice and all of that. Now, RobotPhil wants to emphasise, slightly against the spirit of what we're trying to do here. There is a brief part of a line that is dubbed. I don't know why they never fixed it. I don't know why it exists, because when you look at the film, the guy doesn't say something else. He says that line, and it's in the middle of the line. So it's not like a line by itself. So all I can think is maybe the audio dropped or something for a second. He needed to do it again. It's clearly dubbed. It sounds weird. They never got on top of it. They had the 50th anniversary version out recently, and it's still not fixed. You think they'd put, even if they were using the original footage and the original audio, they put a really good sound engineer on it with all the things they can do nowadays.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it was deliberate. I don't know. Maybe it's actually means something. The fact that.
I'll admit that what he says when he's dubbed is meaningful.
Yeah.
I talked to Barzini. That's important.
But
Like
maybe
that is what
they
he
wanted
wanted.
to show a sort of disconnect to kind of
I thought
create
it
a
was
sort of disorientating effect, maybe, or something like that. I haven't seen it, so I don't know. Go guessing.
Yeah. No, I think it's a mistake.
Might be a novelty now.
Well, RobotPhil has noticed,
Mm.
and he wants us to emphasise it.
Good
Okay.
man, RobotPhil.
So
Sweet man.
in the script, I put that bit in bold. And when we get
Right.
round to that part, I need someone who isn't playing Moe to say that line, while the person who is saying Moe mouths that line.
Okay.
Oh, I see. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we've got, again, we have a lot of parts and not enough people. So some of us are going to have to play 2 roles.
Okay.
Mhm.
And we don't want to be in the situation, although it may be unavoidable, where we talk to ourselves for any amount of time. So I think the main parts here are Moe and Michael. Moe and Michael. And you got Fredo, and later on you got Tom. And is there anyone else?
Oh, that might be it.
That's it.
Is it?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
four.
So
I thought there was
yeah,
more as
it'll be-
well.
Maybe it's because there are a lot of people in the room.
Hmm.
The actual scene.
Mm.
Mm.
All right. Well, maybe we'll swap. We'll give it a couple of goes and we'll
Okay.
swap it around. I think I'll be Moe for this one. Who wants to be Michael Corleone? Al Pacino? Yeah.
Can anyone do a good Al Pacino impression?
I'm
Well,
not
this is
really
a-
sure he sounds
This is a
like
young, so he doesn't do all the husky stuff.
Oh, that's
Right.
true. It's Godfather.
I'm Al Pacino. That's how he acts now. Whereas then he was
I'll give
usually
it a run in the first one.
You want to be Michael?
Yeah, why not?
Michael Corleone. Who wants to be Fredo?
I'll do it.
That leaves Tom.
Okay.
Now, you're going to be waiting around a bit. So, I want you to watch this like a hawk. And you are the one who says, I talk to Barzini.
Okay.
And you
Oh,
have to
that's-
try your best to match my vocal.
Right, okay.
Because when it comes, I'm going to mouth it.
Yeah.
And if you're not there, it's going to look silly.
Yeah, that's just going to mess it up, isn't it? Okay.
We don't want that. So,
Yeah.
but there's a lot to get through here.
Yeah.
And there's some chunks here.
So let's just try and do it justice. Okay, there's no intro. I'm just going to start being Moe.
Mm-hmm.
Going to be Moe Green, who I think is from New York, but we're in Las Vegas. Hey, Mike. Hello, fellas. Everybody's here. Freddie, Tom. Good to see you, Mike.
How are you, Mo?
All right. You got everything you want? The chef cooked for you special. The dancers will kick your tongue out, and your credit is good. Draw chips for everybody in the room so they can play on the house.
My credit good enough to buy you out?
Buy me out.
Yeah, the casino, the hotel. The Corleone family wants to buy you out.
The Corleone family wants to buy me out. No, I buy you out. You don't buy me out.
Your casino loses money. Maybe we can do better.
You think I'm skimming off the top, Mike?
You're unlucky.
You goddamn guineas really make me laugh. I do you a favor and take Freddie in when you're having a bad time, and then you try to push me out.
Wait a minute. You took Freddie in because the Corleone family bankrolled your casino. Because the Molinari family on the coast guaranteed his safety. Now we're talking business. Let's talk business.
Yeah, let's talk business, Mike. First of all, you're all done. The Corleone family doesn't even have that kind of muscle anymore. The Godfather is sick, right? You're getting chased out of New York by Barzini and the other families. What do you think is going on here? You think you can come to my hotel and take over?
I talked to Barzini.
I can make a deal with him and still keep my hotel.
Is that why you slapped my brother around in public?
Oh, well, now that was nothing, Mike. Now, Mo didn't mean nothing by that. Sure, he flies off the handle once in a while, but me and Mo are good friends, right, Mo?
I got a business to run. I gotta kick asses sometimes to make it run right. We had a little argument, Freddie and I, so I had to straighten him out.
You straightened my brother out.
He was banging cocktail waitresses 2 at a time. Players couldn't get a drink at the table. What's wrong with you?
I'll leave for New York tomorrow. Think about a price.
Do you know who I am? I'm Moe Green. I made my bones when you were going out with cheerleaders.
Listen, Mo, wait a minute, Mo. I've got an idea. Tom, you're the conciliaire. You can talk to the Don and you can explain.
Just a minute now. The Don is semi-retired, and Mike is in charge of the family business now. If you have anything to say it to Mike.
Mike, you don't come to Las Vegas and don't talk to a man like Moe Green like that.
Fredo, you're my older brother and I love you. But you don't ever take sides with anyone against a family again. Ever.
Right. Not a bad effort. Yeah. You played it very New York. Like, hey,
Good accent.
Kicking back.
hey, New York.
New York.
New York. Timing was good on the all-important line.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, well done for that.
Yeah.
It was really good.
Yeah.
So you were watching, and I'm pleased. It's quite because you
Like a
can't always guarantee. People get distracted, but you didn't, so.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe Phil will be happy with that, but there's always room for improvement. We'll go again now. Do you want to do switcheroo?
Yeah, let's do it.
Right. Any roles in particular people want to try?
I've got Michael.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Michael Corleone.
Happy to be Mo.
Yeah.
You're going to be Mo.
Mm-hmm.
That leaves us with Fredo and Tom. So you can be John Cazale, you can be Robert Duvall. What do you think?
Let me go Tom.
All right.
Let me go Tom.
That means then,
I'm gonna do
since you're being Tom, you're going to
Yeah.
have to get that line in.
Yeah.
And you've got to remember to mouth
That's
it
when
and say
you're-
it.
Right, yeah. Oh,
No, you're Michael.
Sorry,
You're
you've
Michael.
got to
I'm
remember to
done.
oh
mouth
yes,
it
I,
and
I
say
will
it.
mouth it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't you mouth. You've got to say it
to
It'd
before.
be
say
weird
that,
if we all
okay.
mouthed it, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. That wouldn't have worked.
I
So
don't think so.
you just
Not sure
start.
you
There's
can
no.
do that.
There's nothing written before you start. You just start.
Go for it. Cool.
I'm Fredo.
Hey, Mike, hello, fellas. Everybody's here. Freddie, Tom, good to see you, Mike.
How are you, Mo?
All right, you got everything you want. The chef cooked for you special. The dancers will kick your tongue out, and credit is good. Draw chips for everyone in the room so they can play on the house.
My credit is good enough to buy you out.
Buy me out.
The casino, the hotel, the Corleone family wants to buy you out.
The Corleone family wants to buy me out? No, I buy you out. You don't buy me out.
Your casino loses money. Maybe we can do better.
You think I'm skimming off the top, Mike?
You're unlucky.
You goddamn guineas really make me laugh. I do you a favor and take Freddie in while you're having a bad time, and then you try to push me out?
Wait a minute. You took Freddie in because the Corleone family bankrolled your casino, because the Molinari family on the coast guaranteed his safety. Now we're talking business. Let's talk business.
Yeah, let's talk business, Mike. First of all, you're all done. The Corleone family don't have that kind of muscle anymore. The Godfather's sick, right? You're getting chased out of New York by Barzini and the other families. What do you think is going on here? You think you can come to my hotel and take over?
I talked to Barzini.
And I can make a deal with him and still keep my hotel.
Is that why you slapped my brother around in public?
Oh, no, that was nothing, Mike. No, Mo didn't mean nothing by that. Sure, he flies off the handle once in a while, but Mo and me are good friends, right, Mo?
I got a business to run. I gotta kick asses sometimes to make it run right. We had a little argument, Freddie and I, so I had to straighten them out.
You straightened my brother out?
He was banging cocktail waitresses 2 at a time. Players couldn't get a drink at the table. What's wrong with you?
I leave for New York tomorrow. Think about a price.
Do you know who I am? I'm Moe Green. I made my bones when you were going out with cheerleaders.
Listen, wait a minute, Mo, I got an idea. Tom, you're the consigliere, and you can talk to the Don, and you can explain.
Just a minute now. The Don is semi-retired and Mike is in charge of family business now. So if you have anything to say, say it to Mike.
Mo leaves angrily. Mike, you don't come to Las Vegas and talk to a man like Moe Green like that!
Fredo, you're my older brother, and I love you. But don't ever take sides with anyone against the family again. Ever.
It's an important scene for the Michael character because this is where he really kind of turns on the... Because he's like a really nice guy at the start, like a really kind of happy-go-lucky...
Young brother, good kid.
Yeah, he's sort of a war hero, which they all kind of don't really like, because what are you doing fighting a war for Americans? It's not your background. All of that kind of angst that he's got going on, but his father wants to keep him out of the family business. He's like, I'd rather you could be a senator or something legitimate, and you don't need to follow us through, but circumstances and events means that he has to follow in his father's footsteps, and in many ways he's very good at it.
Yes.
But perhaps too good in some ways. You know, that's the problem. So you see this. It's a fascinating scene. I thought again we got the timing. All right. Now I hate impersonations, so everybody knows. But I think we'll do it one more time and I'll be Michael, because I haven't done that yet. Now, Moe, can't be you. Could be you, might be you. Who?
Oh, mine.
Yeah, I'll give it a go.
Right, Moe.
I'll be Freddy.
Fredo.
Fredo.
You're Tom, so you've got to be in there with the line.
Yeah.
And you've got,
Great, so I have to
you've got to mouth the
Yeah.
line.
Right, okay.
Right, so this isn't going to be an impersonation, but it's going to be a different... I'll probably... Because it's been done in a slightly more... This film was set in the 1940s, and it was released in the early 1970s. But I would say to this point, the performances have been more Goodfellas rather than Godfather. That's not a slight on anybody, because that's a very good film as well. But we're going to do it. I'm going to do it authentic.
How do you? What is authentic? What's the difference?
Yeah.
Goodfellas.
Godfather authentic.
Godfather. So if they
Yeah.
haven't seen The Godfather,
Well, let's say this. Godfather, yeah, is top of the tree, mafia, right? These are the people at the very top. So they don't have kind of harsh New York accents, whereby people in Goodfellas are sort of lower down the food chain, they're more the street level. So that's what I'm getting at.
so they talk a bit
Okay,
more rough.
so
a
really,
bit
yeah.
more-
They are a bit
Yeah.
more, they're a bit more New York, hey, you know,
Yeah,
they're a bit more like that. Whereas Michael Corleone, Ivy League, brought up in the kind of, his father pulled everyone up by the bootstraps, quite a wealthy situation. So you get that vibe. That's what I mean.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Yep.
Hey, Mike. Hello, fellas. Everybody's here. Freddie, Tom, good to see you, Mike.
How are you, Mo?
All right, you got everything you want? The chef cooked for you special. The dancers will kick your tongue out, and your credit is good. Draw chips for everybody in the room so they can play on the house.
My credit good enough to buy you out?
Buy me out.
The casino, the hotel. The Corleone family wants to buy you out.
The Corleone family wants to buy me out. No, I buy you out. You don't buy me out.
Your casino loses money. Maybe we can do better.
You think I'm skimping off the top, Mike?
You're unlucky.
You goddamn guineas really make me laugh. I do you a favor and take in Freddie when you're having a bad time, and then you try to push me out?
Wait a minute. You took Freddie in because the Corleone family bankrolled your casino, because the Molinari family on the coast guaranteed his safety. Now we're talking business. Let's talk business.
Yeah, let's talk business, Mike. First of all, you're all done. The Corleone family doesn't even have that kind of muscle anymore. The Godfather is sick, right? You're getting chased out of New York by Barzini and the other families. What do you think is going on here? You think you can come to my hotel and take over?
I talked to Barzini.
I can make a deal with him and still keep my hotel.
Is that why you slapped my brother around in public?
Oh, now that was nothing, Mike. Now, Mo didn't, mean nothing by that. Sure, he flies off the handle once in a while, but Mo and me are good friends, right, Mo?
I got a business to run. I gotta kick asses sometimes to make it run right. We had a little argument, Freddie and I, so I had to straighten him out.
You straightened my brother out?
He was banging cocktail waitresses 2 at a time. Players couldn't get a drink at the table. What's wrong with you?
I'll leave for New York tomorrow. Think about the price.
Do you know who I am? I'm Moe Green. I made my bones when you were going out with cheerleaders.
Listen, wait a minute, Mo. Mo, I've got an idea.
Tom, you're the consigliere, and you can talk to the Don, and you can explain.
Just a minute now. The Don is semi-retired, and Mike is in charge of the family business now. If you have anything to say, say it to Mike.
Leaves angrily.
Mike, you don't come to Las Vegas and talk to a man like Moe Green like that.
Fredo, you're my older brother, and I love you. Don't ever take sides with anyone against the family again. Ever. Yeah. See? Understated. I like that you said semi and not semi.
Yeah.
I remember you saying that
American.
before.
Yeah, see?
Yeah. Authentic.
Thinking all the time is authentic. And he's not even Italian, Tom.
Oh, where's Tom from?
He's German-Irish,
Ah, okay.
but he's got an American accent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like the adopted brother.
Right, okay.
Yeah. So,
Okay, yeah.
RobotPhil, I think you'll agree that we absolutely nailed the bit that you had a problem with and probably accentuated how problematic it was. I don't know why you wanted things to be that way, but it has been serviced. Who did it best?
You did.
Comment.
Yeah, okay. I suppose that's what they're for.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe you can comment on who you think did best, and obviously we'll take heed in some fashion. So yeah, don't forget to put those comments in. And yes, and the other thing I'm compelled to say, did you like that? When you were watching what we've just done, were you thinking, I like this? Yeah? At what point in the situation do you actually go like? If you liked something like this, I don't know how long this is going to be, but if you liked it after a minute, is that when you press like? Or do you wait and see, and then if you still like it, you go, oh, I like it? Or do you wait for it to end, like whenever they're playing like the advert that I don't get paid for? Is that when you press like, just before it switches off and you can't press like anymore? Maybe let me know that in the comments, because that's actually interesting. I'm not saying that the other thing isn't interesting, but it's of limited interest because it's happened now. It's too late. Okay? So, thanks again for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. Remember to get your viewer requests in, because we do love doing them. And if you can be very clear about what you want. I mean, Phil, to his credit, what he wanted was weird, but he did say what it was. So, thanks, Phil. You can still make requests if you want to, but I would probably ignore them for a year. You've got to rotate a bit. All right. Thanks. Bye.